You know, I just there were, before I started dating
Vanessa.
whenever Harvey hit, you know how there was a hurricane and all that, obviously, you know, that's Harvey. Um
Yeah.
well, she left Houston because they said that it was gonna get flooded really bad. And she left her cat in her apartment, and she reached out to me and asked me for a favor if I could go let their cat out of their house and bring her, and if I could, to bring her with me to my home just to like watch over her until they got back. And I was like, oh, okay, well, me being the simp that I was like, yeah, I'll go get your cat.
Uh-oh.
And so I go, and she's like, okay, just try to like open the door and see if, I mean, not open the door, but like open the window and see if it's open or unlocked. And I was like, all right. So I'm over here checking. I text her, I'm like, hey, I'm here, but it's not unlocked, you know, everything's locked. And they were like, okay, we'll just break out a window or something. And I was like, oh. They were like
Wait,
really
what?
serious about like me getting this cat out of their house because they didn't leave her food or anything, and they didn't know how long she was gonna be gone. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll break a window, you know?
Yeah.
And I had multiple options. I was a soccer player still at the time. I was like heavily playing soccer, and I was like, okay, well, I don't want to scratch up my legs, so I guess I'll do it with my elbow. And I wrapped something around my elbow. I wrapped like this jacket I had, thinking that okay, I'm protected, nothing's gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
I look at the thing and I'm like, what do I do? Because I was like really like unsure if I wanted to break this window. And literally right as I'm about to hit the window, the door of the apartment right next to me opens up. And well, what
Ah.
do they see? They see someone trying to break the window that they've never seen before. So he just kind of like stands there and looks at me, and it's this old Mexican guy, and I'm like, well. And my explanation is the worst fucking, because it's like, I'm trying to open this window because I'm trying to get the cat out because they're not here because of the hurricane. And he's just looking at me like, huh, huh. I was like, you can call him if you want. This is fine. I was like, I don't know if you have their number. And he was like, I guess when he heard that, he was like, okay, well, then he's probably telling the truth. And he was like, okay, do you need help? Do you want something to break it with? I was like, nah, it's fine. I got it. So he walks back inside, and and I open it, and I finally break open the window, and I fucking cut myself on my elbow.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a piece of glass stuck in my fucking elbow, and I end up bleeding. I bleed all over her fucking like her porch area. Like my blood stain was fucking everywhere. I didn't even break the window completely. I made like a fucking hole, so it was really hard to get the cat out. And I was like, I forgot. I was still young, and I was like, I don't want to break all of the window because that's you know like I don't want to be an asshole. But then I was like, well either until like months later, she was like, why didn't you just break all the window? It was gonna get replaced anyway. It's not like we can just fix that part of the window. and uh, and I was like, oh, you're right. So my dumbass was like reaching in through the broken glass trying to get this fucking cat. I finally get the fucking cat, and I'm like, okay, hey, I got your cat, but I made a mess on your porch, and I sent her a picture of my bloody shirt and the fucking my blood all over the goddamn all over the cement. And so after that, I take the fucking cat home. The story does not end there.
Oh my god.
So the cat was chilling in my room the entire fucking time. She was just chilling there. She's not doing
I
much.
swear to
Just
God, the
like
cat died in the story.
no, the cat doesn't die. But, so the cat was in my room the entire time, and I was like, man, this bitch doesn't use the restroom. Like, what the fuck? And I texted.
Oh no.
I
Oh.
texted.
Vanessa.
I texted her and I was like, hey, I fed your cat, but I haven't seen her use the restroom. And she was like, oh, it's fine, you know. She just usually
Oh
uses the restroom
my god.
outside. And I was like, oh, well, that's good to know. Well, what do I do? And she was like, well, if you can, take her outside to use the restroom. And I was like, oh, well, I guess that's what I'll do.
Oh god.
I take the cat outside like 4 days later, you know,
Mhm.
after a while had passed, and Cause I was not confident in the fact that the cat would stay by my side. So I was like, nah, I'm not taking that chance. But the cat had been with me for like 4 days, and she was like getting pretty like close, and like she didn't mind being around me. So I was like, maybe we have a little bit of like a connection here. So I take the cat out to use the restroom, and it all goes to shit.
Uh-oh.
A fucking dog on the other side of the street. It was chained up, but he started fucking going crazy at the sight of the cat. And the cat fucking got scared, so she ran. And I was like, oh fuck no. So I ran all the way to the fucking end of the street chasing it. I was still in soccer, so I was fucking booking it down this fucking street after this fucking cat. I'm like, oh my fucking god, this cat. And then well, it's a cat, and they're fucking agile, you know? They're fast, agile, and I just see her fucking all 4 fucking paws in the air in fucking complete stride, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm still booking it. We get to the what's it called? The circle end of the street.
Cul-de-sac?
Yeah, there you go, cul-de-sac. And we reach the cul-de-sac, and there's a truck parked there. You pussy. And
Hey, I was just trying the Pablo strat.
We reach the cul-de-sac, and she fucking runs under a truck and gets close to like the fence area that leads to the other street. And I was like, fuck, I need to get this cat. She runs under the truck, and I'm like, fuck, and I try to get under the truck. But this was a fucking cut truck, so it's really low to the ground. And I was like, oh fuck. And then I'm like waiting there for the cat, and I see her scurry and get out through the fucking she goes through the wooden fence that leads to the other fucking street, and I was like, oh god, what do I do now? And well, that was the last time I ever saw the cat.
Wait, what did you say? Ain't no way that's where it ends, bro.
That's where it ends. I
Ain't
never
no
found
way you
the
lost the
fucking
family
cat.
cat.
I
No
fucking lost the
chance.
cat.
No chance, bro. You're capping. That's just for
No, I
comedic
swear to God.
purposes. What's the
I
real
swear
ending?
to fucking God.
What's the real?
I swear on everything in my
What's
fucking
the real
life.
ending?
I lost
What's the
the
real
cat.
ending? Nah, you capping. What's the real ending, bro?
Doc, it was the worst conversation I ever had to have. Because I had to text
Vanessa.
I was like, hey, like, are you there? You know, are you busy? She was like, no. How's the cat doing? I was like, oh, well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, actually. It's kind of funny. I fucking lost the cat. The cat ran away. She was like, what? What? Where's the cat? What are you talking about? I was like, well, I took the cat to use the restroom like you told me to. And
Oh, wait. How long did you wait to tell her?
Same day, like a couple.
Okay. You just had to like collect your thoughts.
Yeah, I had to collect my thoughts a bit. I was like, oh, well, how am I gonna approach this situation? You know, what's the plan here? I tell her, and she's like, oh, like she was like, oh, that's. Well, have you found it? Have you tried looking for it? And I was like, yeah, I did. And I did not find her. This is all before we were together, dog. So, you know, the fact that I still managed to pull that out the bag was fucking amazing.
I guess you could say you pulled the cat out of the bag.
But no, I swear on everything, I genuinely lost that cat. Her name was
Freddy.
Yeah. I deadass lost the cat. And to this day, they loved that cat. That was their family cat. Like they've had that cat for like a while. And that cat gave them 2 babies named
Freddy.
And well, they took the 2 other kittens with them, but they left.
Freddy.
But so yeah, they had that cat for a while, and to this day, like whenever they remember about the cat, the mom looks at me and she's like, "Ay, mi pobrecita,"
Freddy.
and she'll look at me and stare at me for like a solid 5 seconds.
I'm gonna pretend to know what that means.
Oh, it means like, oh, my poor.
Freddy.
I wonder where she is. You know? And then she'll just look at me for like 5 seconds, and I'm just like, oh, well, yeah, me too. Oh my god.
Me too.
Ah, Nah, but that fucking cat did me so dirty, dog, because she had me believing that we were fucking, like, tight. I was like, oh, like, she's sleeping, she's purring on me, and she's acting like she's never gonna leave, and I'm like, alright, I'm gonna put a little bit of faith in you, player. And she fucking booked it.
I wonder what happened to her.
Oh, well, a couple days later, like, a couple weeks later, actually. I guess she posted that like, have you seen this cat? You know, like, this is my cat. And apparently someone sent her a pic of a dead cat. Got in and ran over. However, it was never 100% confirmed if it was her. And it didn't really look like her. But
Yeah, after
it was
you get
around.
hit by a car, you don't really look like yourself.
But no, because apparently they also called like animal shelters and stuff, and apparently they had a cat that literally had like the exact same details as their cat. But in order to take out the cat, I forgot they needed to do something, and I think they had to pay as well. So it's still very unclear as to whether the cat is alive or has been pronounced deceased.
Pronounced deceased.
And yep, that's what happened. So it was funny because at the end of obviously like years later it's a bit funny to like look on at the story, right? But if you think about it, I broke their window and still lost their cat. So it just was not a very well executed mission on my behalf.